Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonsalves.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoyed this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live this beautiful Wednesday, 8th of February. Already into this new month as we continue on this theme of what it means and what it feels like to reclaim your true power. Today we're going to be focusing on the power to reclaim your freedom. Hello, Mary. Hello, Ellen. Namaste, baby. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Irish. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Lucy. Hello, those of you who are watching the replay. How are you? How's your week been so far? Hello, John Stiley. Good afternoon from England. Much love to everyone, he says. Received. Copy that. All right, so let me ask you a question as we begin this topic of what it feels like and looks like to reclaim your power, and specifically to reclaim your freedom. On a scale from 1 to 10, how free do you feel to be yourself, your real self in everyday life? Where 1 is like you don't give yourself permission at all to be yourself, and 10 is like you don't give a darn about what people think. You're just you, with the cashier lady, with the stranger in the street, as you are with your best friend. You're just you. Let me know in the comment section below. Always very curious to know the answer to these questions. And while you're typing in your answers, please remember to like, subscribe to these videos, these notifications, to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that, to ensure that we're able, to reach more people. I want to remind you also that Heartstart 2023, my free guide to help you create an amazing 2023, is still available for download on my website until the end of this month. You still have a few more weeks to download it for free. I've noticed ever since the Chinese New Year, which was last week, the week before last, about 10 days ago, there's been a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people rather go with the Chinese, the lunar calendar instead of the solar calendar. All right. I also want to announce that in celebration of my book, The Path to Soulmate Love, finally being published on Amazon, I decided to do a workshop on Saturday, the 25th of February, entitled Heart to Heart, The Path to Soulmate Love. It's an invitation to open your heart and overcome the obstacles to attracting true love by joining me on this 3-hour workshop. It will be at 12 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and my intention is to share with you the 7-step approach and then help you identify intellectually, or rather psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, what are those blocks that are keeping you from truly having love, the kind of love that you know in your heart you deserve and you've been longing for. All right. Plus, I want to remind you, if you at any time you feel like you'd like to go deeper in this work and you want to do it with me, of course, then there are several options for you to do that. However, three levels, or three courses rather: the introductory heart mastery course, which is for people that want to learn the principles and the practices of this work in heart intelligence coaching and heart leadership. And then for those of you who are ready to do the deeper work, the cleanup work, what I call the shadow work, there's the Heart Warrior Bootcamp. And then finally, for those of you who want to go the whole 12 miles, I think that's how it goes, right? 12 miles, the whole miles. And there is the advanced certification program in heart leadership. Unfortunately, this year's heart leadership has already started, and you won't be able to join us until 2024, which is when the next heart leader will be given. All right, so let me look at some of the answers that came. All right, Amanda says she's at a 4. Okay. Mary at a 7. Irish 9.5. I've learned to just be me. Yes, Irish. I believe that. I have been in person with you, and you're just you. I have no doubt. You kind of come always with this attitude. It's like what you see is what you get, and love me or leave me. But this is who I am. Hello, Cindy. Welcome. Ellen is either 8 or 9. Well, which one is it, Ellen? Is it 8 or is it a 9? There's a big difference between an 8. Or are there people that you can only be an 8? There are some other people you can be a 9. Okay, so a 9, sorry. All right, so the question, just to clarify, it's the in everyday life. Okay, so you might be able to be like 100% or 10 with your best mate or somebody that you're very close to. All right, but maybe they're with people at work, it's like a 4. Okay, and so hey, then take the average. Okay, so find a number that sort of that kind of describes the totality of an average day. If you could come at the end of the day and ask yourself the question before you fall asleep, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10 in all my day's activity, how true was I to myself, and how much did I express the real me? You may one day say, okay, today was 6, and then the next day is like 3, and the next day is like 10. Maybe you saw only one person that day, or you were alone in your room, and so you gave yourself permission to be 100% you. Okay, but the idea is to just come up with a number. Why? Because we want to create the awareness as we go into this topic today. Let's see, where did we leave off? Where did I leave off? Veronica at 8. Carrie Towns, welcome. She says hello to everyone. She's at an 8. Mariette at 2. Cindy's hard at an 8. Mariette. And then she jumped from a 2 to an 8 to a 0. Okay, that explains the 2. And Mary Rinaldi is saying, yes, she agrees. It does change us. Yeah, of course it changes. You know, we all play different roles. We all show different aspects of ourselves to different people. And that is just human, okay? It's neither good nor bad. It's just human. Why is this relevant? Well, because here's what I know for a fact. In those relationships where I give myself permission to be myself, to really express myself, in those relationships where the others also give themselves permission to be themselves, to just be real, those are the relationships where there is a greater sense of empathy, emotional connectivity, safety. Also, there's a sense of safety to be able to feel free to be yourself. And as a result of that, then there is a greater depth in the relationship. This is one of the things that I remember when I used to do a lot of coaching around finding soulmate and love, which is why Paul finally published this little book that had been sitting around in my website for a very long time. My favorite advice to give to singles when they went out on a date was just be you. Be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Just be you. All right. Why? Well, because your soulmate, that special one that you've been looking for, or the kind of relationship that you've been looking for, and the kind of emotional connection you're longing for can only really be experienced once you give yourself permission to be the real you. All right, so let's dive into today's topic, and you'll notice that some of these slides that I'm sharing with you are the same as last week's, primarily because we are going to be talking about the same thing over and over again, but from different perspectives during this month. Today, we're focusing on freedom, of course. So, when I'm speaking about what does it mean to reclaim your power, I mean taking back control of your life and embracing your inner strength, abilities, and individuality. This is why today we're speaking about the freedom to be yourself. It means embracing and using your unique qualities, values, and personal authority to make decisions and live a fulfilling life rather than giving control to outside factors such as societal norms, external influences, or limited beliefs. What we are speaking about here, in essence, is the ability to choose how you want to feel, what you want to think, what you want to do, irrespective of external circumstances. Okay. This is where we can make the distinction between truth and facts. Okay. The facts may be, okay, you're single. The facts may be, there's only $29.99 in your bank account and you're broke. Okay. That's just a fact. Okay. But there's always a greater truth that you can appeal to. Right. The greater truth is that nothing and no one can keep you from experiencing true love. The greater truth is that you are the co-creator of your own experience with the divine. The greater truth is that you are ultimately independent of other people's thoughts and opinions about you, but only if you're willing to claim that as your truth. Only if you're willing to align in heart and mind with that truth and live it. This is the essence of what we're speaking about here today. All right, so if you recall, we've been talking for the past few months about these 4 stages of heart mastery, right? The journey from moving from the intellect, from the mind into the heart, and then the spirit, and then moving into the stage of being of service to spirit. And for the majority of people, this sense of empowerment that comes from reclaiming your capacity to make new choices happens when you start to move from stage 1 to stage 2, which is why I put this over here. And by the way, if you're new to my work and you like to know where you are on these stages, please visit my website where you can take the Heart Mastery quiz. All right, the quiz will not only give you your results, but also will give you a whole bunch of tips and articles and guided meditations to help you move to the next stage. All right, so what we are in essence speaking about here is moving beyond this paradigm of victimhood where you feel or think or believe that something or someone outside of you is doing something to you, or you are somehow feel oppressed by something and you feel helpless. We are talking in essence about letting go of the fear, the grief, the apathy, the guilt, the shame, or anything else, even the anger that may be holding us back to move into this greater place of what Dr. David Hawkins calls integrity, which is where personal ownership begins to take place. This is where you begin to reclaim your freedom. And then eventually into the space of the heart, symbolized here by the energy of love, which according to this calibrated map, and there are different maps that are calibrated by different people, it's at the level of 500. Okay, so this is the essence of what we're speaking about. And so just to quickly to remind you what it is that we are focusing on today is we're going to look at what it is that we need to let go of to reclaim our freedom. Okay, so just like that wonderful Rumi's quote that says, our job is not to seek love, but to remove the barriers to love, freedom is exactly the same. The blocks to experiencing true freedom is letting go of the barriers to that freedom. Let go of all those things. And they're normally have to be, or they're normally associated with fear. Let go of all those fears or anything else that is keeping you from not being your true self. Because let's face it, the majority of us grew up in homes, sorry. Let me get a drink of water. Where we did not feel we could be ourselves, where we did not feel safe to be ourselves. So as a result, because we were afraid of being abandoned, being laughed at, right? We decided to please pop mom and dad, and we decided to change our ways and along the journey to sacrifice aspects of ourselves so that other people would approve of us, like us. And to a certain degree, many of us move into adulthood and we continue to bring all these childhood patterns. And so, what was it that gave rise to that pattern to begin with? Was the fear of being rejected. Okay, which is why we're going to be working primarily with this energy of fear and letting go of this fear of expressing yourself, expressing your true self. So, just to remind you of some of the things that we spoke about last week, I went through a list of 10 ways in which we give our power away. The number one was fear of failure, rejection, fear of the unknown, people pleasing. That was another one. Okay. And again, why do we please people? Well, primarily out of fear, because we're afraid to be rejected by them. Then there is negative self-talk. Okay. This is one of the many ways we give our power away, where we give in, where we start attacking ourselves. Perfectionism is another big one. Not having enough boundaries. Okay. So, basically our inability to say no. Why? Because you're afraid to be judged, you're afraid to hurt the other person, you're afraid of the other person changing their mind, their opinion about you, etc., etc., etc. Also, number 6, blaming other people. Okay, this is one of the many ways we give our power away. So when we put the ball on their court and then blame them for how terrible the game is. Indecision, it's another one, by not making decisions, which is why the title of today's talk is reclaiming, because to reclaim means to make the decision again, to decide once again, to say it again. Number 8, comparison, comparing ourselves with other people. This is a big one. This is one that, guilty, Your Honor. Number 9, being in an unhealthy relationship. So what basically happens is the healthy relationship in and of itself is not really the problem, but it's basically all the other things we've been speaking about. The fear, the lack of boundarying, the lack of self-worth, the negative self-talk, all of that. And then bringing all of that into a relationship with somebody who's pretty much doing the same thing. And then what are you going to get? Well, unfortunately, when it comes to, relationships, two negatives do not make a positive. Two negative make up an explosive cocktail. Is that right, Ellen? All right. And then finally, number 10, focusing on the past. Okay. This is when we put a lot of emphasis on the past, and then allow the past experiences to determine our present circumstances. All right. So I want to invite you, as we go through these affirmations together, to see how these affirmations help us begin to not only aware of what the problem is or the many different ways in which we give our power away, but also recognizing that it is living this new truth where the power then that sets us free lies. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to just start by placing a hand over the middle of the chest and then just reading or repeating these affirmations after me, if you will. And then I want you to feel into your body. Notice how you feel when you read this. Because once we entered into our heart center meditation and prayer, we're going to come back to these guided to this affirmation, sorry. But we're going to do it from what A Course of Love refers to as a state of unity of heart and mind. So remember that when it comes to affirmation, what's most important is not so much what the affirmation is about, but the place from which you speak that affirmation. This is the same thing about anything that you want to manifest in your life. And in this case, you're using the power of the spoken word to elicit these changes as a declaration, a declamation. Okay. And so it is the state that does the manifestation work. It's not just the thought, it's not just the words, it's not just the feeling alone. Okay. It's the state that happens when heart and mind and will, which is the power center, are unified. This is where your true power resides. This is the power of unity. All right. So please bring your hand over to the heart. And then I'd like you to repeat these affirmations with me. And as you repeat them, pay attention to how you feel as you read them. Notice if with any particular affirmation, there's a sense of power returning to you, or there's a sense of weakness that overcomes you. Or notice also if there's a part of you that kind of says like, that's crap. I don't believe in that. Just notice it. And we're not going to do anything other than just notice it. It's just an exercise in witnessing and in observing. Let us begin. Please repeat after me. I am a child of God. Freedom of choice is my divine right. I am free to be myself and embrace all my unique qualities and talents. I choose freedom over bondage and abundance over lack. I am free from the past and choose to live in the present moment. I am independent of other people's opinions about me. I am strong and resilient and have the power to overcome any obstacle. I forgive myself for past mistakes and choose to move forward with love. This is my truth. Tell yourself. This is my choice. It may take me a while to fully embody it, to align with it, but these are the new truth I choose to align with, to liberate myself from fear, from the past, from comparison, from indecision, from unhealthy relationships. I choose freedom. Let us move now together into the sacred space of the heart. Bringing the awareness now to the center of the chest. And for the next few moments, in this stillness and this silence, simply observe the heartbeat. See if you can feel the gentle love dove in the middle of the chest. We're not trying to make anything happen. We're simply observing that part of you that has remained the freest. That's right. You can hold your breath, but you cannot hold your heartbeat. We all know what would happen if you hold your heartbeat. Why? Because your heart is the center of freedom. That's why you cannot tell a heart open. Our job is simply to cultivate the conditions where the heart can open. We cannot tell the heart to beat faster or lower. We can simply cultivate the conditions where the heart then can slow down. Your heartbeat contains the key to your life. It's what the ancients taught us, it's what our science is corroborating. A heart attack, in essence, means part of your heart has begun to die. An irregular heartbeat, in essence, means you are irregular in your thinking, in your beliefs, and your commitments, or are trying to follow somebody else's, or trying to be something or someone that you're not. Because your heartbeat is unique to you. The more you're true to your heart, the more your heart beats with joy. The more you nurture, protect, guard your heart, share it, the more it grows, the more loving it becomes. As you feel into this heartbeat, feel gratitude for this part of you that's still free and enslaved at times by the fears of the mind, but in essence still free, willing to be liberated. Willing to be set free. We begin now to intentionally breathe into the heart, directing each breath consciously in and out of the heart. Breathing nice and slow. Breathing nice and deep. Feeling gratitude for this heartbeat, feeling gratitude for this breath, feeling gratitude for all that we are, all that we do, and all that we have. With every breath, allow yourself to drop more and more into the heartbeat of each moment and the moment of each heartbeat. Using the power of your creative imagination, imagine, see, and feel that right there, where the heart is, there's a small replica of the sun. Feel its warmth, see its glow. Allow the radiance of this small sun in your heart to soften the places within your heart that have become rigid, where fear has set in, where there's pride, selfishness, anger, guilt, shame. Let the sun's gentle warmth melt it away. As I speak the following words on your behalf. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Mother, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In the name of the I Am Presence and Holy Christ Self of every person here today and speaking on their behalf, I unify my heart and my mind with the heart and mind of God. Knowing that I am one with God, even as God is one with me. The mind of God thinking through my mind. The heart of God beating in my heart. In the name of unity and divine love, I now unify my heart and mind as one. Creating the conditions within me that allow miracles of healing and transformation to take place. I accept love as the primary cause that governs my life. I accept the freedom that comes from love. Welcome it. I accept abundance. I accept compassion. I accept the wisdom and the power of God, which is my divine right as a child of God. I claim what is mine. In the name of the living Christ, I declare, I am the freedom of God in me. I am the love that sets me free. I allow this truth to sink in. As I listen to my heart's beating, its unique song of freedom. Reminding me the song of my ancestors who danced freely around the fire, celebrating their victories and sorrows. Remembering who I am, whose I am, and the bigger reason I am here. I allow this free heart now to talk to me. In the name I am that I am, which is God in me, the Christ in me, my own divine essence, Buddha nature, Atman presence, whatever name I may have for it, I now declare. Please repeat after me. I am a child of God. Freedom of choice is my divine right. I am free to be myself and embrace all my qualities and talents. I choose freedom over bondage, abundance over lack. I am free from the past and choose to live in the present. I am independent of other people's opinions about me. I am strong and resilient. I have the power to overcome any obstacle before me. I forgive myself for my past mistakes. And I choose to move forward with love. I stand firm upon these truths. Reclaiming the freedom to be my true self. Letting God be God in me. Letting Christ shine through me. I embrace my uniqueness and my individuality. I celebrate all that makes me me. I rejoice in who I am. Accepting the totality that I am. As God loves me. Heavenly Father, I ask in the name of the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary that this truth may be planted inside each and every one of our hearts. That this truth of freedom that emanate directly from your heart of infinite love may grow roots deep within each and every one of us. That we may not only reclaim our own freedom, to choose love instead of fear, to choose abundance instead of lack, but also to help others do the same by the examples that we live. Let freedom be amplified in each and every one of us here today. Let freedom be amplified in Ellen and Vincent and Shelley and Geraldine and Michelina and Isabel and Mary and Mariette and Cindy and Carrie, Veronica and Irish and Amanda and John and Veronica and Lucy and everyone else who's here today. Let thy truth, which is our truth, set us free from anything and everything that may keep us from expressing our true individuality, our unique gifts, and the greater reason for which we came. May these blessings go out not only to everyone in this group, but may they also go out infinitely multiplied across the planet. Alleviating the suffering and the pain of those who are living under bondage, either self-imposed or imposed by others. Let the compassion flow also from our hearts to all those places where there's great distress and pain. Let especially go out to Syria and to Turkey. That this love and compassion may help ease the suffering of those who have lost their loved ones, those who are scared, those who are alone and in the dark. We ask you for this in the name of thy Son, Jesus the Christ, giving thanks, declaring it done. Amen. This deeper communion with your heart of hearts, let me ask you, what's one freedom that you can reclaim today? Know that the power to reclaim that freedom, which you may have lost out of fear or simply ignorance, is within you now, available to you the moment you choose to claim it. It's your divine right. It's your divine inheritance. We begin now to gently come back to full awareness of our time together as we begin to open our eyes and reacquaint ourselves once again with the physical reality around us, taking a inventory of how we're feeling right now, this moment, after this process. Asking ourselves, what new insights, realizations, or awareness am I taking away with me today? And if you're up for it, I'd love it if you can share it in the comment section below or on the side, depending on where it shows up on your screen. What are you taking away from our time together? Madeline says, I like what you said, the freedom to be me, all me, dark and light. Yeah. Shelly says, love of self. Cindy says, I feel. You feel? What do you feel, Cindy? Vincent shares with us, as a heart warrior, I have recently been spiritually activated and aligned, and I have not been more open to giving and showing love to those that I feel need it most, with no concerns of judgment. Iris says that I am enough. Yeah. 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 I remember when I began to teach my first series of workshops on this topic, I would draw like a little brain, a little mind, and then I would draw a little heart. And then I would use this idea of worthiness as an example of how the duality of the mind operates versus the unity of the heart. And so I would speak about how at the level of the mind, the intellect, there's always you're good enough or you're not good enough. So it's this idea of polarity and duality. But at the level of the heart, there was no such thing as like good enough or bad enough or not good enough. It was just simply enough. You're enough. It's not you're good enough. It's just you are enough. This moment is enough. You're perfect as you are. You're a perfect expression of who you are right now in this particular time and moment in history, given everything that has preceded it. So you are a perfect expression of who you are right now. And tomorrow you'll be a perfect expression of who you are tomorrow. But right now you can't help it but just be the perfect expression of who you are today, in the same way in which a tree here in the northern hemisphere right now lies without any leaves in the midst of winter. And it's a perfect expression of a tree in the northern hemisphere going through winter. That's the ultimate reality. Let's see. Inner Sound says more time to do these kind of meditations. Yeah, great. Well, we have a whole repository here that you can come and watch or rewatch. Ellen says curiosity rather than judgment. Yeah, reminds me of Osho's book of courage. Connected to my heart's truth, says Cindy. Michelina says, I feel that I should claim my right to be me. Yes, I think you're already doing that, Michelina, by claiming it here. Emily says, so grateful to be here, being 4 weeks, 5 days pregnant. I thought it was like the name of an oil for a car, 4W something. 40 weeks, 5 days pregnant, and reclaiming my freedom to choose faith above fear. Yeah, powerful. Lovely. I am enough. Yeah, there's no need to go into that space. I'm good enough or bad enough. It's just, I'm enough. That's what your heart says constantly. You're enough. This moment is enough. All right, my beautiful friends, we're coming to the end of our time together. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your guide towards your heart. That's what heart leadership is all about. It's about guiding, inviting people to follow their hearts, to connect with their hearts. When we come back next week, we'll continue on this theme of reclaiming your true power. But since we are going to be just a day after Valentine's Day, which is a celebration of love and friendship, we are going to be focusing on the power to love unconditionally. So this idea that some of you already started to tap into today of I am enough, we're going to take it to the 100th power next week. And look at how unconditional love is just this unconditional acceptance of who we really are. And it's not an emotionality, but something much bigger. I want to remind you that if you find my guided meditations and weekly Heartstreams useful and you would like to express your appreciation, you're welcome to make a donation in support of my work. There's a link in the description below this video, or you can also visit my website. A percentage of the proceeds go to a South African-based organization that is dedicated to bringing hope and healing to children who have been sexually abused. All right, my beautiful friends. Thank you so much. There's a comment here I want to look at quickly before I go away. It's from Irish. It says, I was up there in universe connecting with all the soul lights when your neighbors were like, hello, hi, welcome, and made it giggle. It was all like we were all high, living out there in the stars. That's beautiful, Irish. It's a really powerful metaphor. Someday I want to share with you how the vision for these Heartstreams was given to me actually in an ayahuasca ceremony. My very first ayahuasca ceremony I did in South Africa in 2010. I did not really understand what I saw back then, but it's certainly the vision that I was given back then is exactly what this Heartstream is about. I'd love to share that with you someday. I think someday I'll dedicate an entire episode to talk about teacher plans and specifically in ayahuasca. All right, my beautiful friends, thank you once again for hanging out with me, for lending me your hearts and your ears on this beautiful Wednesday. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you a fantastic rest of the week. Please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.